guys, Yogies Media, at it again. Tonight's guest, we have Queen E. Jackson. She's going to tell y'all a little bit about herself, and I think y'all are going to enjoy this segment. Here we go, Queen. Go ahead.
Hi, I am Queen E. Jackson, the Queen of the Black Belt. I am also an activist and a filmmaker. And it's something so special to me about Alabama, even though I'm not from Alabama. But I love Alabama, and I love Alabama's people. I love everybody all over the world. And the thing that I am trying to do is bring unity. And love.
Yes.
That's all I want is unity and love and also justice.
Yes.
I fight for freedom and justice. I am a freedom fighter as well. Freedom fighter and a freedom rider. Freedom fighter, freedom rider, but I know I ride or die with my people because it's not about me. It's about the people. And and it's about us.
It's about us.
It's about us and the vote too as well, because the other side talks about the vote, and the vote is talking about black vote matters. So black voters matter because we matter, but all of us matter. You know, black, white, Hispanic, all of us. If we don't vote, we don't get what we need.
Right.
And so the vote is so important to fight for. And also, what we need to be standing up for is the 15 minimum wages. That's what really needs to be done.
Right.
The fight for 15 is
everything's going up anyway. So with things going up, if they don't go up, then what?
Right.
It causes the poverty level to stay.
Yeah.
So,
So if the poverty level goes up, then we go down with the money, the finances, the stimulus checks. We got them. We just got those stimulus checks, and so y'all just want to put this up, right? The stimulus checks are out there, and there's not enough people that really want to work, or understand that they need to work and keep their jobs. And now, because the stimulus came out, there's people that don't want to work. They wait on the next stimulus and the next stimulus. And so I talked about this, and then there's some people that really want to work.
right.
How do you determine who wants to work and who don't?
Correct.
So now that's why the economy is the way it is.
Right.
They will find the people who actually want to live. And who lives, there's people going to die because they don't want to live.
Right.
And we learned this because of what? The coronavirus.
True.
And systemic racism is on the floor. Fight for 15 is on the floor. Governor Kay Ivey getting health care and expanded Medicaid for the people. That's on the floor today.
That's what we were out.
That's what we're out and talking about. And so that is so important that people know, that there's people out there standing up for that.
Right.
But anyway, y'all, let's talk about you a little bit more. Why you invited me here.
I invited you here because after I met with you and found out all the great things that you are a part of, I had been looking for a civil rights activist, and I actually found one. And actually, she does more than civil rights activism. Like, she's a advocate, a photographer, filmmaker. The list is about 200 miles long because she does a lot of great things, but she's out here to help the people. She works over at Urban Dreams as a promoter, and she's putting in a lot of time there to try to get artists in to give them an area to where they can perform at.
Right.
That's one of the biggest things, and Ashley, she actually works with a lot of artists too, and that's somebody I think y'all gonna connect up and bring some artists over to you from her group. I mean, she's got quite a few.
Yeah.
But both of you are like promoters at the same time. The things that we're doing here as women, we feel like we're taking a bigger stand. But I mean, as far as like civil rights, the prison systems, jail, like you fight for all of it. You're fighting for that.
Prison system.
And I'm gonna go back to one person we all know, Clifford Ellis.
Right.
We all know this man very well.
Clifford Ellis,
We have all been there trying to figure out exactly what it's going to take to get someone to look at his case and get it. I guess
appealed,
yeah, because it needs to be, because to be in there for the things he's in there for, I feel like that's really, it's confusing because I was on the phone and I actually overheard the judge's secretary saying, hey, you shouldn't be in there, and it's like, wait a minute, if the judge's secretary sees it and then we see what he's saying, And then I've talked to a lot of lawyers and all that have looked over his case, and it's very mind-boggling that there's so many people that are incarcerated that just need someone. It's like there needs to be a program set up to where we can interview each individual person that's in there and say, you know, did their case get tried the correct way? Was it, you know, was there some hatred in there? Was there, you know, what happened to turn these cases around? Because, I mean, my son's been charged with 2 things that he didn't do that was innocent, and people come back and say they did it. In fact, Ashley was one of the ladies that actually brought that to my attention and told me who actually was the shooter that my son got charged for. And when I say that, you know, it's mind-boggling, but it's the detectives are failing at their jobs, because if they had investigated, they would have seen that. That's just like with Clifford. If they had done a complete investigation and the right way, it would, you know, it would be clear as day that he shouldn't be there.
Right.
Well,
And
if
then the other,
everything was done the right way, then we wouldn't be where we were today.
okay. So the
there's-
things, yeah. But then again, if we don't stand up for the people that can't get out here and stand up for themselves, that's where we are, you know, I'm taking a foot and just stepping forward, trying to make a difference to where we can have a change in the prison, well, the justice system.
Right. I can say one thing, just keep going with it. Don't
Right.
stop.
Right.
And understand a lot of times people are locked up because there's something that we don't really know.
Right.
And some people are incarcerated, I don't want to say locked up, but incarcerated because that's for their safety as well.
Right.
And other people's safety.
Well, see-
Because there are serial killers.
Right.
They're
Right.
locked up, and in time they get out, they just serial killers. They just start killing people. So how can we determine
Who
who's
is
serial,
who? Right.
serial killer? But there's also the law wants to make an example out of people.
Right.
You know, and that's really sad.
Right.
Why would you want to make an example that you got power and they don't? So
Right.
it's
Well,
always
money gets them out of it. We were just discussing that the other day, Ashley, that if people have money, they can pay their way right out of it and have the best attorneys, the best.
Well, the system's not designed to help people.
It's designed to make money for
It's
the
designed
system.
to make somebody's pockets a little fatter instead of really trying to help someone get ahead, or you know, it's a whole
other
other
animal.
discussion.
But see, the guy that we were talking to the other day, that I talked from the prison, he's in there, he's locked up, he's not allowed to go out, you know, or well, no, he's allowed to go out and work at the biscuit stadiums, but they said he's a menace to society if he is turned free. Well, if you have him working in the public around people at the biscuit stadium, how is that, you know, a menace to society? You're allowing out to work around people. That makes no sense to me. That's like he's working, making money for the government or for the prisons. Okay, that's all about money again.
Making
Here we are.
money.
You're making money for him, and he can go out here and work in society, but yet you're going to keep him locked up, and he's been before the judge 3 times, and it's been turned down every time he's had an appeal to go up there. But
Sorry, I want to turn my phone down just in case it would ring. That's so disrespectful.
No, you know what? In today's society, I don't even come. It's not even disrespect. It's not,
Turn the thing
everybody, get your
down.
phones out now.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I'll be coming back soon, and that's what you said, and it's you know about my other name, right?
No,
The Queen of the Black Belt.
I had never been.
The Queen of the Black Belt is amazing, and I was put on Front Street singing a song.
Okay.
I wanna lift my sister up. She's not heavy. I want to lift my sister up. She's not heavy. I want to lift my sister up. She's not heavy. If I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, I will fall down. I want to lift my nation up. It is not heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to lift my nation up. It is not heavy. I want to lift my nation up. It is not heavy. If I don't lift it up, if I don't lift it up, if I don't lift it up, I will fall down. I want to lift Yogi and my sister up. They're not heavy. Oh, that's enough.
And I want to lift my queen up, cause she's a heavy.
And I
Yeah,
can't
let me just-
sing,
It's
so.
okay. But that's
Let
what
me
it's
just
been all
say-
about, lifting people up and lifting others up.
Actually, whenever we were in Selma together with the walking across the bridge this last time, you were actually singing. And I hear that you've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years, and that's a long time.
Yeah, but I love doing
Have you
it.
seen a lot of change though during this time? During the 20 years, what have you seen progress out of what we're doing now? Like as far as like
The only thing I see progress is the computers and the phones. There's no progress. We haven't gotten where we need to be.
okay,
But as a
We never
people,
will.
we don't went far
Backwards.
back than when we were supposed to go forward because we still have not got reparations.
but that's
we
why
got
we had to.
Juneteenth coming on.
Okay, but we have to
Juneteenth,
keep
right,
going.
But Juneteenth is a celebration that I actually went to jail for.
You went to
I
jail.
went to jail to legalize and nationalize Juneteenth, the celebration of
Okay.
slavery, the Emancipation Proclamation. I believe that in the title tongue when I say that.
I got what you were saying. Though.
I was locked up 2018 with the Poor People's Campaign. And that's how I became the national for, and the ambassador for the Poor People's Campaign for Alabama.
Okay,
And when they heard me singing, that's what
got it
that
all.
them said, okay, this is who we need to send, and somebody who really wants to do it.
Right.
And so I was able to go to Washington, stay in Washington, and meet every state, city. They had each city had an ambassador.
Okay.
They come in and represent each city and have us on the stage. We
Okay.
were up on the stage singing freedom songs, and I was one of the ones chosen to sing and put the choir together. That's all right. But the thing was putting the choir together was kind of hard because that was the queen. You always trying to control. So I said, "That's right. Come on,
Everybody's there,
Get over
right?
here and sing.
let's do it." But we came together on that stage with Reverend William Barber,
Yeah.
and before I know it, we was on a bigger stage. They was putting the stage together
Right.
outside on the lawn of the White House. That's where we were for the
wow.
whole 2 weeks in Washington D.C. So 500 of us went to jail,
Oh my.
and they had to have the chairs like this set out with the police to sign us in, and they had to give them money for their bond. That's how many men went to jail at one time.
That is
was
wild.
yes, but it was set to do that,
Right.
and it was important to be trained
Okay.
to be able to know how to protest and not get in no trouble.
Right.
Don't really go engage in hurting anyone.
Right.
Knowing how to stand and just sing, I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like the tree that's planted by the waters. I shall not be moved. And you standing in the police eyes, looking at him dead in his eyes, hoping and say, okay, if you hit me,
Okay.
it's gonna be a war because my people behind me is watching the queen, and it's gonna be on.
Right.
And so we was pushing forward. We had like maybe I think about 2 miles to march through Washington.
Okay.
We went from Baltimore, Maryland to Washington.
Oh wow.
So that was a big march. That
Yes.
was the first Poor People's Campaign, and that was in 2011. That's when it started.
Okay. They didn't hurt you though, right?
No, it didn't hurt me,
Okay.
but I had a lot of people behind me, and the police was, the blue clothes was in front, and they had me out there in front. But it was out of the love for Coretta Scott
Right.
King,
Right.
and I was so glad that I was picked and chosen to lead that march in Baltimore to Washington D.C.
How many marches have you been in?
Can I count it? I've been anytime they want to send for me, I go. And they put me on for first class and all that, and dolled me up and put me in a nice room, and they really treat me well. But then when I get back to Alabama, when I hit the ground, I'm like, okay, here we go. But I still understand
Right.
why I'm going.
Right.
Because when you go, you have to be able to embrace and love and learn.
Right.
Some people don't want to learn. They're just going for the vacation. Right. You got to understand when you're going to document yourself, because ain't nobody gonna believe you
Right.
that you were doing it.
Okay, and that's why I try to put pictures out and let people. I don't put everything out there, but I just like bump here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
yeah.
working towards building that, I guess,
Mhm.
reputation of what you stand for.
Mhm.
And you stand for a lot of different things, and I see you helping a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to help myself first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what can you tell us about yourself that you like? What are you looking to do? Like, what do you want to do? Like, what is your goals?
Well,
To make a difference.
I'm already doing all that.
Right, you
Senator
are.
Hank Sanders told me, walking down the hall at the Hank Sanders and Sanders told me, he was walking down the hall at a law firm. He said, Queen, when I grow up, I'm gonna be like you. And he's rich. She said, I said, wait a minute.
You like me?
Wait a minute, why would you want to be like me? But I understood that I got peace.
Right.
So when you have peace, it's not
You
nothing
buy
that you
that.
really want. You can't. You gotta. It's God. That's what I want.
Exactly.
And if I just know that I gotta live right, if I have to, because a lot of people ain't trying to live right.
Mhm.
They too busy backbiting. They not living what they say they living.
Right.
Okay, even though you see me at the stage and you see me kind of loaded a little bit, and I can't say that I'm all in God and I got my neck tied up here. And my children even love that about me. They love
Just
it.
be who you are.
Be who you are.
Be queen.
Be yourself.
you. Right.
You don't have to sit up in church with your big old hat on and looking like Mary Poppins.
Okay.
Go like you are, because that's what God wants you to do.
Right.
God will want you to live out your best.
Right.
If you're gonna live, you ain't got but one life to live. Enjoy your life.
Right.
And that's what I would tell the people. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't be. You're nobody.
Right.
Because you are somebody. You are who God made you. He made you well, beautifully made. Look at some of us. Some of us, we are, all of us are beautiful.
Right.
But now, on the inside, some of us are very ugly.
Ooh, that's right. That's
Ooh.
right. You
Okay.
gotta find the
Said
good.
something real.
Let's see. What is that little saying about getting in trouble? Let's see. If you're gonna get in trouble,
Necessary trouble.
necessary trouble.
Did
You gotta
you know-
get in necessary
So
trouble.
we came up with one. Get in good trouble to save the lives of our sisters and brothers. Get in good trouble to save the lives of our sons and daughters. So we were at the Capitol. We went to jail.
How many times have you been to
Was
jail?
it last time? It was last year, I believe it was December. I can't remember, but I know the last time we went with Senator Hank Sanders,
Okay.
and
He
there
went
was
too?
9 of us, and we were at the Capitol, and he started it. He wasn't senator no more. He
Okay.
resigned. His daughter's not a senator, so he couldn't wait to get in good trouble.
Okay.
So he got the spray cans and set it up together, and the spray can Black Lives Matter at the Capitol on the ground.
I
You see
remember
where
when
that,
it happened. Yeah.
That gray spot is there. He already know he had to pay for the paint.
Right.
So, but all of us are locked up. They let me go first because they know that I was a photographer. And
You had to
wasn't
get back
no
out
good.
so you get the picture.
So that's what it was. But they didn't make a mistake. I needed to be in there to hear his stories.
Right.
Hank Sanders, and what I needed to embrace and be a part of it, every time. And that's what they looked to do, because they put a mouthpiece on me. And the mouthpiece said, I can't breathe. So another person was supposed to get the mouthpiece, but I got the mouthpiece instead.
Oh, wow.
And the person who didn't get it, I did, because somebody, Yomi, Sister Yomi, you have never met her, she handed me the spray can, because they had the spray cans, they were spraying the ground. And I got myself out there and grabbed the paint can, and they said, oh, she got the paint can. So it was a struggle with the spray cans. And so they actually got me on the ground. And
Oh, Lord.
they got me on the ground, but what happened with me? I sat down.
Okay.
I sat down.
They better not
They
knock
had
you.
me like this, and I said, "Oh no, you don't." See, I had my camera on me,
Right.
and I didn't
Oh,
want to
no, don't mess up
struggle.
your camera. You're right.
Right.
I'll sit
Yeah.
there with my camera.
Right, so I
That's
did
a
have
nice
a camera on, and they really didn't pay attention, and I had a hat on VIP. So I'm letting them know, don't get me this time. But they still had to get me anyway. So it's like, you still gotta go.
Right.
So, you know, but I didn't have my camera with me on the time because I know if I had brought the camera, they would have taken it, confiscated
Right.
for proof.
Okay.
So, what's his name? Travis got my camera.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
saved it.
Travis.
John Lewis was the one that actually had that saying, wasn't it?
Get in good trouble,
If you're gonna
necessary trouble.
That's what I've learned so far.
Yeah.
And you know Rose as well.
Yeah, I understand.
In fact, you know, like I think everybody.
Fire.
Fire.
Mhm.
That is interesting though. Like a lot of the stories that I hear though, you've connected to everybody in civil rights.
Right.
And I mean that's amazing, and it's really a good story there because the things that you're doing is to help people and to change society's way of life, the way they're doing things.
Right. Well,
And
I adopted Rose. She didn't know.
okay,
Hank just figuring it out.
okay,
But they didn't know. When my mother passed, she looked just like my grandmother and my mother.
Oh.
And I didn't have nobody. I said, well, if this is going to be the one that I got to. But all the things, she never wanted to forgive me for all the stuff that she said I did. So we had this love-hate thing.
Okay.
So, but I still wound up working for her. And she is still like, well, how much I owe you, Queen? I'll pay you. But then I would pick up something from her. But then she knew she owed me more. But I didn't worry me
right,
about it because I already had money.
right,
And, you know, and I wanted to do it.
right.
So what she started doing, she started telling me, you know, Queen, and she started going to these organizations, and she started referring me in organizations. That's how I got with the Poor People's Campaign.
Okay.
She started talking about me. She started promoting me. Man, where's Queen?
Right.
I
need
didn't
her.
she was a camera. Where's Queen? So I loved on her enough where she would promote me
Right.
back, and that's how I wanted to be the Queen of the Black Belt.
It was a very beautiful ceremony with everything that was going on in Selma this past month whenever we went down there. I was very impressed with everything, even with Kenny Glasgow, the stuff he was doing. I'm amazed with that too. He's
That's
really
Al Sharpton's brother.
okay. Well, I was, I had met him while I was on my journey searching for someone in the civil rights. I needed to find activists or advocates, someone that was doing that, and then I found you, and I'm so thankful for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and anything else you'd like to say?
So we had I did March. Yeah, the march from Selma to Montgomery this year was Martin Luther King III, Terry Sewell, Betty Boynton. Lady in the purple dress is Aika Bevel. No, Aika Jackson. That's Miss Sanders' daughter.
Right.
And the other ones were foot soldiers in the
Right.
back, real foot soldiers of the 1965 march.
Okay.
And marching with them every year, I'm looking for it next year too.
I am
You gonna be
too.
there?
I'm gonna be there.
I
am there.
in our
Right?
boots.
Huh? You gonna help?
Yeah.
All right.
And y'all see I know y'all see the pictures that are coming up behind us. A lot of the pictures, that's Queen in her photography zone, and then her marching across the bridge in Selma, speaking a couple of different gigs. There's some things on there that were at the Capitol here. But we are interested in reaching out, helping, and finding ways to fix the problems that are here in the injustice part of the civil rights. But that's what we are actually working to do. And Queen, it's been amazing meeting you, and I love your
Me too.
spirit, and I'm just happy for you to actually be here with us, and I can't wait for you to come back and tell us some more stories.
Right. Now let's remember what Terry Sewell said. Our Congresswoman Terry Sewell says, "It's much work to be done."
And I met her. in
Much work.
Selma.
Much work.
She was a very, very kind and sweet lady. That was an enjoyment there too.
Okay.
All right. Well, y'all know this is Queen E. Jackson that came and visited with us, and thank you for being here, and thank you also Ashley Thornton. We got Ashley Thornton.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
I didn't ask anybody to come to the Urban Dream Fine Arts Center.
Oh, we need to that is one of the
They've
pictures
been telling me about that.
She has an open door for artists to come in and perform. I'll let you go ahead and tell them what nights and.
Okay, all right. Urban Dream Fine Arts Center is opening Monday night, Mike night, Tuesday night is practice for the Just Us band. Wednesday night is Wind Down Wednesday. Thursday is fellowship for musicians. All
Okay, the
musicians.
shed when they have all, yeah.
Yeah, all musicians.
You guys need to check that out. That was exciting. There was like drums and they were actually battle of the drums.
Battle
Go
of
ahead.
Drums,
That's
right?
cool.
And then we jump over to Sunday. So Soul for Sunday is the day that I am the host for at the Urban Dream Fine Arts Center. So I want them to come out and see, check it out, and just have a good time. Listen to the music, listen to the band,
Right.
Just Us Band, and Bibi Elvis Simmons, and Willie Rich.
Okay.
Willie Rich is a good guy.
And so that's who's going to be performing there.
Every
Okay.
time, every
Y'all
Sunday.
come check it out. It's really nice out there, and we enjoy it. Like every time I've gone out there, I really enjoy the shed because I love being a part of just the music in general. Like everybody playing different instruments, and it's like some of those guys the other night when we were there, it was like they were jumping from all different instruments. They could play everything in there.
I'm trying to get you to get up there to sing Tennessee.
You know, it's coming.
I'm
She'll practice.
She
I'm gonna
can.
practice.
I'm gonna help her sing it. huh?
I'll be over here singing, I wake in the morning and I step outside. I take a deep breath. But we're going to conclude the show, you guys. Y'all check us out. We'll be back here every Wednesday night, 9 to 10. We have the civil rights and we have the music business is coming up next. Y'all stay tuned.
Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy Young Roll. You already know what's to my right.
Medium Bluesky Blue, what's happening?
Yes, sir. 7 to 8 p.m. each and every Wednesday. Wake up Montgomery, man. Tune in to Circle Internet Radio.
And the platform networks.
Yes, sir. Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy Young Ro. You already know what's to my right.
Comedian Blueski Blue, what's happening?
Yes, sir. 7 to 8 p.m. each and every Wednesday. Wake up Montgomery, man. Tune in to Circle Internet Radio.
And the platform networks.
Yes, sir. Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy Young Ro. You already know what's to my right.
Comedian Blueski Blue, what's happening?
Yes, sir. 7 to 8 p.m. each and every Wednesday. Wake up Montgomery, man. Tune in to Circle Internet Radio.
And the platform networks.
Yes, sir.
This your boy Comedian DJ Joy, and you watching the platform, and I'm tuning in live. Hey, follow me on Instagram at DJ Joy334. You already know what's going on. Free my grandma. Hey, we on the platform.
body bumping.
Looks like you lost another one.
This
How the beat start.
Something like that.
I see the head going.
Okay.
Are we live right now?
Yes, we're
Yeah.
live.
Oh.
And tonight, our guest tonight is Verb. We've got him playing the keys, and we're gonna let him tell a little bit about himself. And I'm gonna actually let Ashley Thornton. She's gonna actually introduce him by his real name. Go ahead, Ash.
Alright, well, Verb, Carlito Sway is what we know him as.
Hello.
Anita Sway.
Yes.
I'll just stick to
Sounds
Verb.
alike.
I love it. I love the
Either
name.
way, I'm still trying to figure out the. Oops.
Still the same one.
Still trying to figure out the main one to use, but either is fine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Verb, we were like really interested in talking a little bit about what you've done in your music career. Like, where are you at in your music career?
Well, right now I would say I'm in a developmental phase, if that makes sense. Like, I've done more than your average bedroom producer who just sits behind the screen in his room all day in solitude. But at the same time, I haven't been the type of producer to just be making 5 beats a day for 6 summers like Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in between right now. Like, if I could find the right connect or something where I could quit my job and just lock in with this all day, that would be amazing.
That's your passion.
That's my passion.
That's your
But, you know, I still get money on the side and all that.
Well, you
But,
should be doing doing some numbers here quickly. I hear like there's a song out that's actually on the billboards.
oh, yes, yes.
Who made that beat?
And that was,
Who made that beat?
I think I did.
We need T-shirts that say, "Who made that
made
beat?"
that
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you made the beat for King Sal's song. Tell a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, it was Southern Soul Cowboy, him featuring Jeter Jones. And when I first made the beat, it was just a typical, you know, get together with me and Sal, you know what I'm saying? He said, hey, come cook up, bro, you know what I'm saying? So I pulled up, you know, we made the beat real quick, and it came just like that. It wasn't no beat you had to just figure out or, you know, keep replaying and removing and all that stuff. It wasn't like that. It was real easy, and I didn't expect it to become a hit at all, honestly.
That's
Like,
really
I thought it
catchy.
was just going to be like, you know, one of those cuts on the album that you can just listen to and, you know, on to the next track, but they took what I gave them and made magic, so.
And it's now top of the billboards.
Yes, yes, and it's kind of surreal hearing that with me being involved in the situation.
Right.
But I know it's a sign of good things to come. You know, like I used to think that it was kind of impossible to achieve a success in the music game. You
Right.
know, because you know your parents are in your ear telling you, "Hey, you need to get a real job, you need to get a real career, and all that stuff." But I see now that I've done more than a lot of so-called beat makers. So
At a young age.
at a young age too, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying what it is.
Right.
So you know,
How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. That yes, that's very impressive. That's very impressive.
Yes, and I still feel like I got a lot of growing to do. So you know, I'm trying to get better every day.
Right.
every day.
But you have a talent,
Appreciate it.
you know? A
Right.
lot of people can't play by ear like that.
Yeah,
It's a gift.
it
It's a
came
gift.
naturally.
You can't teach that.
Yeah, and people ask me, hey, can you teach me how to play? I can't because I taught myself.
Right.
And I don't even know how it happened. Maybe it's muscle memory, maybe it's memorization. I was 5. People learn how to read at 5. So
Right.
it's kind of like learning how to read, study the keys, and it just stuck with me for the rest of my life. So I don't need no paper to read notes or nothing
No.
like that. Nah.
See, that's talent.
Yeah.
You got another
Yeah.
song you can play? Like something you want to introduce everyone to? Is there something you have on your heart that you want to play?
Nothing necessarily, but I mean,
I just want to listen to your music.
I can do a little something.
Okay.
Because you know I'm more of an R&B type guy, like R&B / smooth jazz. Like you're not gonna hear a real catchy rap song on the keys, but I can give you something like
We're gonna cook up another hit.
it's what's that song by Drake, From Time.
That's a
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Just a simple loop. I wish I had my foot pedal, but
And your
Well, that's
keyboard.
beautiful.
He's got a nice
That
keyboard.
keyboard
Yeah.
is sexy. That's
This-
a sexy,
That's a-
sexy keyboard.
yes, that's
Very.
It was love at first sight.
I
I
can
saw
tell.
her at Bailey Brothers, and I was like, damn.
She's
It's a
mine.
her. It's a she.
Well, I
Of
mean,
course.
I'm thinking it's sexy. And you say it's she.
I
What's
don't
her,
know.
What's her
I mean,
name?
I guess keyboards are gender
She said
neutral.
her name's Ashley.
That's a good one. But hey, all I know is I'm in love with this, and I'm guarded with my life. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere I go. I don't know if y'all heard, but my last keyboard and studio got taken.
Yeah, we heard.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like it just came in and kicked the doors, and I was like, wow. You know, I never expected that.
But look what you got.
Yeah, this
It's
is a
almost
good.
like a bad thing
Like
happened
a
to
blessing
something
came
bad.
through.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a
Right.
good replacement. So I'm just rolling with this until these fall off. I guess
Right?
just for
The knobs fall
Make
off.
a few more hits.
more than a few. But yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're headed, like what you want to do. What's your plans?
Well, right now, I really want to leave. Honestly, no shade on
We talked
Montgomery.
about this.
Montgomery is an okay place to live if you're like military or retired. But as far as chasing an active career that has a lot of progressiveness, I think relocating would be a good option. And on my bucket list, it's a few cities. Atlanta seems like a good scene to tap into. Everyone, down here chooses Atlanta. But then again, Atlanta can be oversaturated.
Yes.
So, there's other places I can also check out, like Nashville.
Yes.
That's an untapped market. As far as blues go,
Memphis.
yeah, Memphis. You got Louisiana. You got Mississippi. That's for the blues
Yeah.
world. As far as hip hop goes, I want to be in the West.
West Coast.
West Coast. Like West Coast hip hop influenced me more than any genre of music ever. The first album I ever heard was The Chronic.
Dre.
Yeah, by Dr. Dre. And people were surprised because I'm like, I'm born way after The Chronic even came out. But I'm an old soul, so
Yeah.
I'll go back and study the game, you know what I'm saying?
What about what if, just saying if, since this Billboard hit has come by, what if something really big comes from that and it actually puts light on Alabama and something does take off? Would you consider staying here at that point?
That's a good question.
I mean, people are looking at Alabama right now just because that hit is out there. King South has made a buzz that they are looking. They can't help but look. It's the top of the billboards.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right. That's a tricky question because Alabama. You see, Alabama is different. There's some parts of Alabama that's really worth staying at, like Mobile.
Yeah, it's Mobile.
You got Mobile with No Cap, Rollo, Young Blue, all them. That's a hot little group. Then you got Birmingham with Lil Soulja, Fujiano.
GLA.
Yeah, all them. But there's a city right in the middle that's not doing anything near those two.
And why is that?
I really don't
Why?
know.
Well, we're
It's
changing that.
bad.
That's what we're here for, to make a change, to put the light on what's going on in the music industry.
Yes.
And I mean,
we
from
need
this
that.
point, like from going from this podcast, my plans are, and I want you to continue with your music and letting us hear what you're doing, because I plan on putting this on ABC and making it to where there will be more light. And that's where I feel like a lot of people, like the media is missing here.
Yes, that's really one big thing. Media and
Support.
support. Yes, enthusiasm. You see,
There's no.
a lot of these local artists, like I see them do this because I've been in the studio for long enough to know the patterns. So come to the studio, they'll pay for a session, they'll record, they'll buy the beat, but for a low price because they ain't trying to spend money like that. But after that, they'll drop a video that they paid a whole car note on, and it gets 300 views, and then they just
Give up.
Nothing.
let it sit there.
Nothing.
And that's
You don't
where
register it.
their marketing, the marketing strategy for the music. Like I'm a marketing specialist. I was top marketing specialist in Montgomery from 2013 to 2016, and I look at the music industry because I was over in a different lane, but I see that that there's a lot of things, the steps are missing, and as far as like registering the music, making sure that it's ready, because if you are out here and you're spending money in the studio and you're spending money on videos, you need to also be able to market yourself, have radio commercials. You need to have, like, I see billboards up, I see people doing a lot of things, but it's like not continuous, and it's not all of it at one time. They hit one step, and it's not all the steps, and you have to have all the steps in a row.
Yeah.
You can't just expect to put something, I'm not knocking what people are doing, but like you put a billboard up, but you have no marketing campaign behind it. You have nothing there. You've got to market what you're doing. And, I look at that as people need to educate. Like I was over at ASU teaching there, and it's like,
That's what Benny's trying.
yeah, Benny
That's where
teaches.
comes
Benny
in.
Benny Hurst
Trying to
comes in. He
teach.
teaches and he trains people, as far as what they're supposed to do. And that's just like a lot of people don't know about BDS radio, which we were trying to work on that this past
Didn't even
week, and
know
they've
that.
changed up
Did
some
I?
things. But we're gonna make some phone calls this
Yeah.
next week and get that straight.
Yeah, I'm
But-
definitely trying to get that straight. That's one thing that a lot of artists in Montgomery lack. I'm guilty of this too, because I liked it for a very long time before I finally learned about it, and that's knowledge on the music business.
Right.
That's really pretty
It's
much
really
it.
big. You gotta know the business side.
Right.
You can do
Yeah.
anything with the music.
It's 10% music, 90% business.
Business.
Now some people would say music and business can't be mixed because then you don't have the same authenticity. Like, say there's a certain genre or a certain style of music that's hot, and when they say, "Hey, this sells the most, let's push this," but it's not exactly real music.
Right.
Like similar to how the radio is nowadays. Like, yeah, or Hollywood.
Or, like,
Right.
Like everything's so corporate. So
what-
like.
yes.
Sometimes music and business kind of makes it kind of cloudy, but at the same time, it's good to know on your part if you're an artist or producer because it helps you get paid.
Right.
That's what
where your
matters.
money comes from.
I hate that the music game has to be so confusing as far as that goes. Sometimes it's not, but it is a lot to actually go through. But I know it's worth it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because you want to own your music instead of someone else getting your money from your music.
Yes, exactly.
Well, making sure that the beats are registered, making sure that the artist is registered, the stage name's registered. You've got to make sure that you have everything to where when you do go out there that someone else has not got your name or because there's a lot of people, they'll go with a name and all of a sudden they're like, 20 other people got this name, and then they have to change it and put something else in front of it, or it's a lot to it. It's a lot to learn. But I'm gonna go ahead and ask Ashley, you got any other questions for her?
Yes, what do you have for me?
Okay.
Anything. I'm an open book.